Hello everyone, my name is Peter and welcome to my life coaching channel. So, what is life coaching? Well, this is a question that you can find many answers to. When I first heard the term life coaching, I thought that it's going to be some kind of training for life, right? That someone will show you how to do things properly. But that really is not what's happening. And it is not really what's happening with any kinds of coaching, even if you're talking about basketball coaching or tennis coaching or business coaching. Because yes, of course, in the very first stages, you need to learn how to dribble the basketball. You need to learn how to hit the ball in baseball. But then it becomes about something else. It becomes about the mindset. It becomes about the training. It becomes about the why. It becomes about what is inside. Even when the physical manifestation of that is a sport or a business or a relationship, it doesn't really matter. So, life coaching or transformational coaching, or how I call it in my case, restorative coaching, because I wanted to call it elimination coaching and it's just sounds a little bit too sinister. So, life coaching as a transformation tool is about it doesn't matter what kind of manifestation you choose. It all comes from the inside. It comes from the inside out. And if you become a brilliant baseball player, if you become a brilliant businessman, a brilliant mother, a brilliant father, a brilliant ascetic monk, it doesn't really matter because it is already inside you. That what you really want to do is somewhere there inside you, and you will do it brilliantly as long as you do you. This is the very simple tip that is given, especially for dating. Be yourself. It's not really so easy to be yourself. And that is what gets me to the term elimination or restorative coaching, because this is not about giving you any new information. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do at all. Because you know, it is not that I will give you new information, rather, I will help you eliminate some of the beliefs that are currently a little bit unwelcome. Because we, and I'm quite sure of this, we currently hold beliefs and thoughts, thought patterns that don't serve anyone at all. They don't serve you, they don't serve the people around you, and they don't serve the planet, and they don't serve anything. Very often they are disguised as something that serves other people, or that serves your own protection, or that serves to whatever. They are disguised, and it is a good idea to weed them out. I can give you an analogy of that. I studied veterinary university for quite a while before switching into economy, and I like to give analogies with animals. So imagine a lion cub that is found by people in its very, very early life, and then is taken care of by people, it lives with people, and when it becomes an adult, it really is more of a human in its thoughts rather than a lion. I have personal experience with this, not with a lion cub, but with a mouse and a meerkat and other animals, because this really is true, especially if the transition to human parents is very, very soon in life. So if you were tasked to help this lion become a lion again, how would you go about it? Would you try to analyze other lions and then try to make a system of lionhood, and then you will try to teach this to the lion, if this was possible? Or will you try to find a way somehow, a way to connect the lion to the underlying truth of that it is a lion? The way forward is not by trying to force information on lions onto this cub, but just making it realize that it already is a lion, and then allowing it to experience a lion life. I don't know if you're a lion, a mouse, a meerkat, you are a human being. And there is a lot in you that allows you to be a force for good, to be a force of creation, to be happy. Because happiness is the state that you are in when there is nothing else wrong. It does not have to be forced onto you. You don't have to find it. It is already the default state. once you have a direction, once you know what you're doing, once you know your meaning, your why, once the troubles that you have been cleared. And many of those troubles are only in your imagination. Now with humans it is a little bit more difficult, right, than with the lion cub, because we don't operate like this. We have so many more options. We think and live in potentialities. We live in our heads so much that, well, let's say you want to know what you are going to do professionally, and so you can be a self-employed seller of organic tea, or you can become an employee at a construction company and become a manager of building roads, or become a politician, or you can just don't have any profession at all, and will you build a house, or will you live in a flat, will you live in one place or travel the world, will you find a partner, or will you just be single? There are so many choices, and they all exist at the same time. And all of these potentialities, like I will be a self-employed tea seller and I will be a manager in a construction company, they exist in the same time in your mind. Of course, they cannot all exist in the same time in reality. And so we feel like there's a conflict. But it is a virtual conflict. We are overwhelmed by all of the potentialities that we live in, that we forget about what we really have. Now, I have an analogy for that as well. Imagine you have a cake and you cut that cake into 50 pieces. Well, it's still the one cake, but now you don't really have to view it as one cake. You can view it as 50 pieces, and each of these pieces can be thought of individually. And each of these pieces can be changed for a number of others. So let's say you have a vanilla cake and you want to change it for a chocolate cookie cake or a banana cake or whatever cake. And so you do, and you're extremely overwhelmed by the 100 or 1,000 possibilities for this one piece. And you can implant it into your cake, and then each of these other pieces have another variation as well. And so you can try to start building all of these pieces together, and you want to get a nice, functioning, sensible whole. Well, that is going to be very difficult. What if instead you can look at the one cake and actually eating it, actually experiencing it, and if there are things that you don't like about it, the next time you make a cake you add an ingredient, so the whole cake is better, and then you experience it, and then you can add an ingredient, rather than stopping in the moment of stillness when the cake is already there. You don't want to experience it because you already assume that it's not going to be good. You cut it and you implant new thoughts and ideas and pieces of cake from other people, because everyone has an opinion. And you see, the biggest problem with that is you will have to do it every time you make cake. Every time you will look at that cake and you will already assume, okay, so my cake is crap, and so I need to supplant it with some better cakes. And every time you will have to go out and look for new cakes, and every time you will be tempted by another cake. Maybe this one looks good, but there are 10 other similar cakes that I could try. And you will just keep trying to, that's good. That's in the spirit of exploration, right? But the problem is that you are not changing your cake at all. You're throwing your original cake away and implanting it with things that you will never know how to do, really. What about you as the cake maker? What about viewing your own cake as an experience that you can improve yourself, being inspired by the other cake makers to make better cakes, rather than throwing your own cake out and implanting pieces from cakes of others? Now, of course, the cake is your life, and you can view your life also as your life. It is an experience. All the emotions, all the rationalizations, all the thoughts, and all your surroundings, all the people, they are all part of one whole, of your experience of life. And you can work on, or work, it is really not work at that point. You can experience it better and better by improving your life-making skills rather than trying to fix it in the moment by inserting pieces from other people. So that is what I would say is the essence of coaching. First, it is not about learning something new, or of course there are some basics that one can share, but it is mostly about eliminating something that's already there and doesn't serve you well, and doesn't serve the people around you well, and doesn't serve anyone well. And secondly, it is about realizing that you are a cake maker. You can experience your life. You can taste it, you can look at it, you can view it as a whole, and you can get inspired from others to make better cakes, but from the position of the maker. And so, yeah, that is what I view life coaching as. That is how I do it. If someone does it completely differently or understands it in a different way, well, then we can agree to disagree. But this is how I understand it. It is deeply inspired by, for example, Michael Neill and many others. So, yeah, it's not about trying to teach someone to be something they are not. It is really about helping someone realize what they are inside, and that all of this whole cake, can be improved if you go back to the oven instead of trying to fix it by implanting the cakes of other people. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe for more content, like the video, or comment any of your questions, or indeed just notes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Well, you will see me very soon, I hope. Cheers and bye bye.